We started when we were in Dallas, the Dallas area, about 3-4 years ago. We did really good in terms of economy, in terms of financial responsibility. A few of us got together, we invested in a project, and it's yielding some results. This is what I want this national organization to empower ourselves. Let us leave the local chapters to do the work of Nyamachoma and getting together families and all those things. But on a national level, we need to really get together and see how we can be financially stable to help our children. We have so many of our young children growing up. We have got so many of our people at home. 80% of the population of Kenya is between the ages of 15 to 30 there. And most of them are looking at us over here in the United States to help them in some way or another. Economy is the key over here. And that's what I really want as Vice President, to team together with whoever is going to become president. And I hope this is going to be Kirwa, to lead us to greater prosperity in the years ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Actually, 2 minutes, 51 seconds, so you did really good. Thank you. So clap for him, he kept time. The other ones went by 1 second. Thank you, Moses. So Veronica, let's keep time, and the time starts now.
Good evening, everybody. I guess you saved the best for last. My name is Veronica Rotich. I'm from Minnesota, and I'm from Kericho County, Cheptuyet Village. If anybody has ever heard of that, I don't think there would be anybody. I say why I'm here today, because we all sat back and all decided to leave the leaders to do whatever they wanted to do. I don't blame the leaders, but they did not know what the people wanted. Sometimes we think as leaders, and I've done it before myself, is that we think we know what the people need, and then we go ahead and do, thinking that we know, and then we realize that's not what they need. And now I'm here, I want to let the people decide what they want, and that's why we're empowering the chapters, so the chapters can have a say to what's going on here. I currently run an NGO that was recognized in Minneapolis the other day, working with African women immigrants and the youth, on mental health and STDs and AIDS, education, teaching them what to do, the importance of abstaining, the importance of being careful with yourselves. I'm working with Hennepin County with that. I am now currently working with other Kenyan communities to bring them together in Minneapolis, and that's what I hope to achieve here in Gotapka, because I'm tired of hearing of South Rift, North Rift, South Rift, North Rift. No, we are one. We're from one mother. We need to stop that, and I want to end that here when I come in. Because you know what? When we make mistakes as a Nandi, no, you'll never hear Kikuyu saying or a Jaluo saying, oh, that was a Nandi. You know what they say? It's a Kalenjins. Or when a Kipsigis does something, they don't say, oh, that was a Kipsigis. They say it's a Kalenjin. It's a communal name. We need to go back to where we were. We've lost it, and we need to bring it back. I'm currently working with ILI that facilitates the sister city. I have a youth from Kenya right now who's fully paid scholarship to come and do leadership building. And that's one thing I want to go back to Kenya, is bring the youth on the table. I think I connected Stan last with the lady from the ILI, and they had a talk, and we hope we can get the youth from Trans Nzoia to come. The youth are coming up, we're forgetting them. Let's not forget them, because guess what? When you all get old, who's gonna take over? Gotapka is gonna die. So let's not forget the youth. They're here, they're very important, and we should also carry them. Also, I want to thank Kirwa, but because of him, I nominated myself. I never thought I'd be sitting here today, but I did, because I saw that we needed a change. We cannot change a community group to become a financial group. We are a community. The reason why I joined Gotapka, I lost my brother in 2007. I did not know there were Kalenjins in Minneapolis. I just moved there. And believe me, as soon as I put it on Facebook, Bureti was in my house. He was from Gotapka. He sat with me. He brought other Kalenjins. That's when I met Linus and all the rest and realized they were community. That's what we want to go back being, supporting each other. Whether if it's our kids, if it's...
Time is up.
Finish. Okay, thank you.
No, finish.
Okay, so I just want you guys to come and let's work together, all of us. Work with your chapters, build your chapters.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I think they did well with the exception of 1-2 seconds here. We will pardon them. This is the first time most of them are been on stage. Now, since Abraham Kirwa is the outgoing president, I'm going to accord him to be the last one to speak. So I will have Faith Langat to speak. And you have, you get, okay, so they have their own special microphone for the presidents. So, and so she will go on and I'll take a seat on her seat.
Yes. So you can't take that away from us. But more so, we can iterate again, everybody and we are sucking us dry. So I think it's time to go back to the vision of Ambassador Rono and and all the great people who follow us to find out how do we feel that there is so that the people are putting in their government with something. So I'm here to tell you part of the effort to put you back in that race. That's what you and I are going to do. Great chapter like Dallas. Oh my gosh, they have entrepreneurs, they have distance. Okay, remember Dallas. Ungo pay Kunda Birono, and you are then Kansas City, a great chapter. You people need to know what cancer is all about. It's about we have been baptized by fire and we have been proven that we can actually clean this thing and that we have unified. So the great wealth of Kansas, the great wealth of Des Moines, Iowa, of Minnesota, let me tell you, they bring a lot of wealth. So when we all bring it to this port and we have surplus, then we can actually say, hey, we have good things, can you come and share this space? But if you suck it dry and you don't put it back, so how do you expect us to even contribute anything substantial to anything else that is beyond the diaspora? So I'm here to tell you today, I'm a community organizer. I touch it, I want to turn it to gold. These hands are blessed. I know you have hands that are blessed too. Let us all put back and go back to the basics. We can all have an entrepreneurial and economic vision, but let me tell you, all that, everything else is nothing if we don't have unity and we have common purpose and actually that inner side, the good humanity side to really make this thing work. Go back and search your soul and tell yourself, am I doing this for me or for my neighbor and everybody else? I borrow from great leaders. I'm telling you, I'm so blessed to have a chairman called Joshua Mutai. If I have to go and run, talk to me, and I am not too big of a person to be humbled by a contributor that is as small as a child. So all of you guys, we are making room for the future generation because as a mother, I want my child to succeed. God the passion succeed. God bless you all.
One of these is not working. Okay. I think I'm loud enough. Thank you, Faith. She was way under her time, so I didn't have to stop her. So, again, like I said, Abraham Kirwa from Texas, and he's the outgoing president of Kass. So, please, the floor is yours. You have a maximum of 10 minutes.
Yes. Ogimen gimen, king ole king. Kongoi missing betu dabrani. Amechaleji kongoi missing conduit chokot that anan jogo chop tu yoni conference ne kotapka ingeninitok chotogo Dr. Jangwon Lewis and his team ko amechaleji kongoi missing amu wai boishe ne o. Mirubei amechaleji kora kongoi the founders chebo kotapka. Amu ndakimogira vision ne uni atcho legimeji gitu yege kiburiet of kolenjin ko tomogimite betu dabrani ko Palosi Rono ak Dr. Ugut, and also there was some other founders who were together give me to kulgebagenge ko boto Jirono sige agalage ko amejole jo ko ngoi missing in boyishini kwai of the vision that you kept. Nirubei amejole jo ko ngoi missing all the contenders. Ungira ba kibiju. Ungira ba kibiju because to step up, it will take sacrifice, it will take a lot of giving, it will take a lot of things. So, whether they win or they don't, ko nebo somok amechaleji chamkei poriet of kolenjin tugul cheko staging betu dabran chomi olin bo Kenya chomi olin bo Australia kutilo mite tugul ko kakatak akomoy bo kolijo kichomok ing mugul agenge amu kakile poriet of kolenjin ko poriet nekim ing pororieshek alak kiyonyi poriet of kolenjin poriet ab Israel. Jengut kutu yoke bitie kolenjin ko tukuk cheje. Kamwa guni amu eng kenyit konye arap tamanda ko eng kanyuga. Ako kyasungugan puriet of kolenjin kongete olimbo Baringo. Awe olimbo Kiyo. Awe olimbo Tulop Kony. Awe olimbo Kipsigis. Awe olimbo Nandi ako wasing Kishu. Amu kyameche anyor puriet nyo. Aga nai ole purioni kolenjin kutos ne moji. Kikituye missing ak boisiek. Kyanyor boisiek olimbo Kericho che boisiek komyut. Chekikingalal akoi saa sita nebo kemboi kongoi missing rubani amu tuyet nekichobwech eng olindo. Ko kyamwa kunotok amu achame biik ab kolenjin. Ako achame bichu muguleldo agenge amu bichu ko biik kimen. Kito nekimoche mburiet nebo kolenjin ko kebwa kiitu agenge. Kebwa kiit agenge amu ngot kieku kiit agenge akikimitkei economically komami kiy neimuchi kotononi. The vision notinye nebo borioni kolenjin ang missing ko kotapka ko to promote unity and economic empowerment. Kakile mami chi neimuchi kondochi boror komatinye kiy. Mami chi neimuchi kondochi biich komatinye kiy. Ko my vision is to promote the unity amongst our people here in the diaspora as well as back home. Kitauni yu korok kebwa kituyege from chapter to chapter. Kongete olimbo Dallas, Minnesota, Kansas, Washington, ak tutugol ju go ole Wisconsin, go North Carolina. We want to be able to revive and rebuild the chapters. Kigoji big value as to why they have to be part of Kotapka. Kingonyo ngenyit konye ayai go kulejo board nebo Kotapka nyo asokobit itoride jundoiwech for this 1 year agoi tun kebe election ko kongete betu notok kikikonech andoji in Washington DC Kukyogir, the structure and the organization in general of what happened. There was some deficiencies. He got man biju for the last 14 years. He got them to the best of their ability. Iman, Kondu Chogut Tiraisi, Chogut Pitarono, Chogut Magugui, and the rest of the leaders, but King Onyaro, the organization in general, it actually needs some revamping. Last time, there is something that would shake the organization a little bit as to with what it was meant to be. I actually believe Kotabka is supposed to be the giant. Amu kimi the image of Chumbek Ulimitu. Ago, Nene Toski in Dr. Managama. On the knowledge to Yagay, Kinyago Mishe, I get a lot of social things. When I came in, it would be great, first of all, Kenyuru, a connection, a picture, Kibaga. King Alan, it would be wise. You saw on the boat, or if you could allow me, if Kelonjan Kota, chapter in Gulimbo Kenya. A committee pick up Kenya, Amugi, Tachi man, Amugi was supporting it, Komudam Rivu, Kochampu, and Alagumiji Mujuba, Kiki, like Kota, Pauline, as well be Kiko again, picture. Ukikipwa, a gone to Ikalak, a Kinilonjan, Kota, chapter in Gulimbo Kenya. Ne, Badogina Rubani, Agalak, Chetistan Guno, Okichugi Mu, all brothers and sisters to engage in Kugitori. Nipoing, Kukyogir, Agukir, it would be good to have a system and ungain the tools Kitori in terms of investment. King Alale, Kukyogi Ki Nagure Kota Sacco, but Kitomu Kilonjin. Kukingo new Ogiroli, what can we do to facilitate it as we effective immediately? Kitori pick up Kansas, Kutori from different chapters, if Kilonjin and Kota Sacco in Gulimbo Kenya, Nugoka Serubani, Ninguno, Kumuegulen, Kige Lonjeni, Agotoga, I go shit. Kugi Lonjan took your ring, as in Kiki Wataka, getting substance, or getting a Muji and Wagele, Kikwa Wataka. King Awege in December, Kugina Gingala left the boat, Agosto Maliji. This organization command systems and structures. Those who move say, KI bylaws. The two story teach as an organization, so that we can catapult this organization to the next level. Amu, we have operated for 14 years, getting on bylaws, Chakimuki men, Agoki could change so many things over the years. So, the appointment of individuals, Chiki teach to review the bylaws of the organization. Neran in Guno, Kuki Geratifantos laws, Agunyogir in Guno, Kimito, King Ololi, Agobo, Kibin Yono. Amateur my work now that we have the bylaws in place. The two story they keep building now ourselves to the next level. I want to commit to you, if you give me another opportunity, Amu, on that short time, I was able to do those three things. Its substance, and it can be done. If given the opportunity for the next few months, and either year, Amajagete Gotaka, Kimit Kibagenge, Nebo chapters. Kikimit Kibagenge Nebo chapters. I will visit individually chapters, but more so encourage them to be able to build. Awegagenge, Achabulia, Aketestagi Wagenge. Nebo Henge, I will be able. Personally.
Finish up. I got 1 more minute.
1 minute, okay. So again, I'll go back to maybe during Q&A, I'll be able to answer some of those. We may not have done everything perfect. Me to cook chigi feeling kai, I go me to cook chigi kai. Kisominyo itapat to cook chigi maki mo kai, uligi suppose kaita. Okay, so me koragilin, I would go need opportunity again. Keep to guli, okay, to cook chigi.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, I don't know if these mics are working because I need to hand over these 2 mics to you guys. One question per person. So, you have the mic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless it's working.
Oh, okay. Look.
Whoever that is going to ask the question, please, you need to come over here so we can have you on the camera.
Okay, yeah. So, if you're going to ask the question, I see somebody, and please be specific with your question. If you're directing it to Rob, if you're directing it to Willie, if you're to Kirwa, to Faith, just be direct, okay? And be respectful, tafadhali, be respectful.
Hamjambo wote. Mimi ninaitwa Kipkoeech Leonard. Nyumbani ni Kapenguria, West Pokot. Na nina swali moja ambayo ninaamini ya kwamba ni swali la kila mtu. Mimi nimemaliza shule juzi, nilikuwa nimetoka Kenya kuja kusoma hapa directly. Na ningependa kuwauliza kama watu ambao wangependa kuwa viongozi wa Gotapka, what's your plan or what vision do you have for those students who come to study in the US, who do not have families here, but you know all the trouble that people go through here. What support do you plan to provide to them, or what ideas do you have concerning those students? Because personally, and also talking to my friends who have gone to school here, we go through a lot, and you know, home is far, and sometimes we need you know, just people that we could identify with.
Okay, how I'm going to address a question like that, for all fairness, a general question like that, I want it to be addressed by the presidents. Sindio? Because we can't have all of them address that. So I'm going to have the president address that, and then we'll give the rest a chance to. So, presidents, please.
Thank you so much. I didn't catch your name, but right here. Okay. Thank you so much. Let me cite an example from my chapter, KCKC, because that's a very practical side of it. From our chapter, this is our recognition that the difficulties that a student encounters are actually very diverse. First, from integrating into a society that, you know, Facebook can never give the truth about it, to the reality that it's maybe summer, very hot, very cold, you don't have the dressing, you don't have the networking and all that. So KCKC has this big forum where we actually hunt down our student members, especially those from our tribe, from the Kalenjin community. We integrate them, and actually we, the leadership that is in place, pays for their membership fee. And immediately we do so, we actually engage them into the benefits of being a KCKC member, which one of them is, if you want to take up a benevolence membership, we actually chip in, but this is the
10
catch.
seconds.
You will also do some communal work. For example, when we have a function, you can offer your services as babysitting or clean up of the hall and all that, so that you can actually pay towards that membership. So we've actually taken a very interesting project that we welcome you practically by getting you integrated into the local community, and we do follow-ups on them too.
All right. Thank you. Since she did 1 minute, I'll do the same for Abraham Kirwa, 1 minute. Time starts when you start speaking.
Kongwe missing Eric. The question that you did ask, what plans do you have for students? From the national office, we will try to put a system in place. All the chapters, not only one chapter, but to work with all the chapters in the United States on how we can actually help the newcomers, new students as they come in. Most of them already, when they are coming, put into a plan. But to plug them into the system, that is existing in every chapter. Most of the states come into chapters. Our goal would be to start chapters in almost every state. You can plug that student into Gotapka itself. Within Gotapka, can guardian to build a system, either with the institution and then on how to actually make it in America.
10 seconds.
We may not have all the finances to give to everybody, but information is power. Exactly where to apply for scholarships, where to go for help. I think it will make a big difference.
Thank you very much. I'm just, for purpose of fairness, I give them 1 or 2 seconds over, not more than 5 seconds, at least to make sure they finish the last statement. So that was 1-3, Faith was 1-2. So next question to Fadali, a lady. Oh.
Can they get an opportunity?
Okay. Before the next question, this guy said they're asking to get 30 seconds each. Do you allow?
Yes.
Okay, so 30 seconds each, please.
Is it 1 minute or 30 seconds?
30 seconds. Be fast.
Mimi, Well, mimi naitwa Patrick Lel kutoka Minnesota. Ningeshukuru kwa huu mkutano. Nimesema asante kwa nyinyi kujitokeza. Vile nyinyi mliongea, nilipenda maneno yenu sana. Mlisema maneno ya kujenga sisi watu ya Kalenjin, kwa sababu tumeona kweli tumepitana kidogo ya kisiasa, lakini turudi tukue kitu kimoja. Makipche une kutita chego kwego hing, makipche une kipsagero hing. Majamdoji ngoliono no onge kwa genge age ngoliono nito asiko kwetu ulimbaga. Kwa ningetaka kuuliza ya kwamba Rubani alisema ya kwamba alianzisha society huko nyumbani huko Kenya, lakini inahusu sisi kweli watu ya Diaspora pande watu ya ngambo hapa. Mimi naona hiyo ni ya nyumbani, ni kweli ni maendeleo safi, lakini nimeona haihusi sisi. Tuone ile inaendelea na sisi kwa pande huu. Tunataka tukisimama namna hii, kwa vile sisi watu ya zamani wazee wetu vile walikuja wakaenda mpaka mashambani, wakaenda kila mahali, walikuwa kiongea namna hii wakikaa. Hawezi kuongea kitu ile ya kukwisha, ile wanaongea alafu kesho wanarudia bila kitu, hata kitu kimoja kufanya. Uliona vile walifanya maendeleo kubwa. Tuanze maendeleo kwa hiyo miaka 14 nyinyi mshakaa bila chochote, tukuongea tukusema kota kaa kubwa, na watu wanakuja kwa nguvu kutoka Kenya, kama wanakuja show pande huu kuja kuangalia sisi vile tunakaa. Kweli wanashukuru nyinyi vijana kama nyinyi, kwa sababu kwa masomo yenu iko juu sana. Tunasema asante na tunashukuru kwa Amerika, lakini tunaona maendeleo mengine ile ya kujenga inji hatuoni sana kwa sisi watu ya kujijenga, kwa sababu tunataka watu wote vile vijana vile huyo kijana kutoka West Pokot huko, tuangalie hasa ile watu ile wengine walikuwa hawajapata masomo vizuri, tuone kama tunaweza hata patia sisi basi kitu kidogo scholarship, kuangalia mtu mmoja. Iko watu hata kuitwa Sengwer, hakuna mtu anajua hawa wako ndani na wajulikani. Tuleta hawa moja tuangalie kama sisi wote, na mimi na wish nyinyi wote, kwa sababu mimi vile nyinyi mnaongea maneno ya upendo kwa nyinyi watu wote, mlisema maneno kwa mwangalie kikororo nini jeteje jaje tole mamijina kangalal ko ya yete ko nguno le kongo inga ko yak tole wongo somgura awanje chomnye tole pick up states kiko akenge kongo inga je kimi tole.
Okay, to moderate that, I think he's really asking about what you guys are planning to do for people here, if I got the question right. Sindio? So it's linked to the young men's question, Sindio? So it'll only be fair to let them a minute each real quick to address what you plan you have with whoever you'll be elected with for the people here. Just like that. Just go like that. And it's 1 minute strictly. So when I say 10 seconds, you'll be finishing up. Your time starts now. Oh, okay. They are still setting. It will start when you start talking.
Okay, thank you.
You
Actually, that I'll go back to add to the president's nominees' point for the students. That's really important. I remember when I came to St. Louis, when I went to school, Pastor Kendago and Ruby, Mama Ruby there, we used to call her, they used to host international students, give us advice on what to do. We can replicate that in our communities. We have pastors within our communities. We have elders. We can advise them. We have professionals. Some of us, we've done those classes. We have professors here. We have resources. Reach out to them. They will give you advice, what major to take, what classes to take, what is marketable, what is going to move you further ahead, what's your passion, where are you good at, how can you combine all
10
those?
seconds.
So for students, that will work. As far as economic empowerment, that Sacco, Mzee was right. That is for Kenya. Right now, we need to keep our house together, build us before we go to Kenya. Thank you.
Okay, next, Moses, just like that, in that order.
Thank you so much. That particular question about what can we do to help our students over here when they come, our own students or students are already in the United States. And I assume that all the legal problems, immigration problems, everything has been taken care of. We have got to look at that student to see whether he's going to be successful. Are they doing good? You don't want to throw bad money into bad money. So if that student is promising they're going to be doing something, then yeah, we have got a responsibility to help them. But we have got to look in detail of who we are going to help. We have got so many, some of our own children too over here in the United States. We have got so many issues. So we have got to look on a very individual basis to see who we can help. Thank you.
Okay, you did very well. 49 seconds. Thank you. So Vero, let's keep that. Time starts now.
Hey, I came here as a student too, F1, finished school and got lost here and there, not knowing what to do. That goes back to empowering the chapters and starting chapters that don't exist. And that's exactly what I, Be Chosen, will be trying to do, is that to have the chapters to work. Number two, as he has said, we have to look at if you're a potential or not. I have been called to so many jails to go and bail out children who are drinking underage, who are drunk, pulled over, they blew off, and you know what? That again, we have to figure out where are we wronging them. Yes, we are failing them. So when you get to somewhere, become active in a chapter. If you don't have a chapter where you are, let's figure out which is the closest to you and make that your home. I've realized when you have a home chapter, a lot of your problems are solved. So let's encourage the students, as KC is doing, try to look for them too and bring them on board. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. You did 53 seconds. Good job. So we do Willie and then Belion. Starts now.
On my side, I think let's just hit the nail on the head. Students who are coming from Kenya are very innocent. So what we need to do is encourage them to take technical courses that are marketable back home. Kwa sababu mami maana kutara la kwet sugul inyo tatcha kwangaikan sige tigen genam kewir ko gijongon ako umyani. My son now, for example, koipa technical course kitebanan kotarin actually is supposed to be in Form 2, but now because he was smart enough komi college nguno kogitebana kolojo oene. I told him amji pre-engineering and then take a course that is petroleum oriented amu koge discover oil back home. So kotari kijana at course ngoli ke encourage npoegas ngolimbaga, that is majega the brains ngolimbaga mu we lack those technical expertise. Mwangi berberge onge tor wanafuzi ke empower ko bwa tulimbaga olin ko sirgo nyal sangemon.
10 seconds. Oh, good. You did 52 seconds. Thank you. Belion.
Missing. For the students, one, take personal responsibility. You came as a student, maintain your status. I came as a student too, maintain my status until the time that I had to change it. Two, stay with the local chapter. There's some student who comes here and then they decide to be alone. This land is the home of the free, land of the brave. You are free to be alone if you are brave enough to be alone. But stay with the local chapter, find a local chapter. Two, find a church. We have many churches of Kenyans around. Find a church, and in the church, and that's what I do. I do visit a lot of prisons. Even I have a prison ministry. I serve as a pastor. I graduated as a pastor ministry as well. So I've seen this a lot, and it's very painful. So stay on status, maintain your status, stay with the local chapter, find a church, and also take personal responsibility.
Thank you. 57 seconds. Okay, so I would like if I see a lady ask a question, because we've had 2 men. Good, perfect. So guys, let's pay attention, and depending on the type of question, we'll see who's going to answer.
Yeah, my name is Dr. Lois Kipkoeech. I come from the University of Kabianga. I'm the vice chairman of the NCA Board of Directors, and I'm here on behalf of NCA. So I spoke yesterday. If anybody has a question, contractors, constructors, you can talk to me later. Now my question goes to Joe Kipnusu. I call him Kiful. So he spoke about disintegrating families and Kotapka bringing them together. Do you have a plan for that specifically? Because some things are so emotional and you think we just say it because it has to be said, because it sounds good to say it. So I want to hear what plan you have to do that. Now, two, this goes to the presidents. You have those students who come here and many other people who come here. Now, does GOTAPCA have, a database on the people, the Kalenjin who come to US, what they've come to do and where they are, and now those who lose it on the way? What do you do about them? I mean, I've had people who come here with a good dream and we hear they are drunk, they are not doing anything worthy, and we send them with a lot of money to come and study here. GOTAPCA, what are you doing about those who have lost it? Is there a chance to redeem them? That is for the presidents. Now, I had another question. I've spoken to Dr. Cherono and many other people here, and looks like we have scholarships here. We have sponsored studies here. Now, my question is to the presidents again. Do you have a way of getting to know which studies are sponsored here or which scholarships are here in this US, so we can post it on our website, maybe GOTAPCA website, for people to access and know whether they can come on a sponsored study program? Thank you very much.
Okay. Since the first question was specifically addressed to Kipnusu, I'll give him 1 minute to answer that. And the president, since they have 2 questions, I'll give him 2 minutes. 1 minute each for each question. I hope you guys got the question. So Kipnusu, let's do it.
Thank you, Lois. I feel honored. You came all the way from Kenya to come and share with us your experience, to share with us, to basically build us. And for you asking that question, it is very personal to me. And that's why I am very passionate when I nominated myself, I knew GOTAPCA has failed us. The last 1.5 years, we've been fighting and fighting and fighting. We already have families that have separated. We have children that are living in 2 homes. These children, possibly mother or father, are being denied to see their children. That is personal. These children need their father, they need their mother. And that's what I'm calling on pastors, our elders, to help us, to help our community. I'm here today. If I win this if I win or don't win, I know I will reach out to the pastors and elders to push for this part. We should not be ashamed. The families are already separated. We now have to find a way to help them raise those children. Those children deserve more. It's not about the parent. It's about those children.
Time is up.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So since Faith went first, the other question, it's only fair for Abraham Kirwa to go first on this one. 2 minutes, please.
Can you hear me? If not, I can use this one, that's fine. Daktari, I want to, first of all, thank you even for those 2 questions that you did ask. One is about scholarships available. There are so much scholarships available in this country that we have not taken time to research. One, first of all, is like athletic scholarships. We've not been able to explore. About last year, one of our members, Kenya, now got Titus. We are working with Titus to identify students from the villages, coaches. Like now, we've sent 4 groups of coaches have gone to Eldoret University to do some time trials. Out of that, in less than 3-4 months, full scholarship. Last week, visa 15. And these are actual real scholarships. So we want to pursue that. 2, there are a lot of undergraduate student assistant scholarships for master's programs. First degree. Online, teacher assistants in most of the graduate schools. So many of those scholarships. Last time we were with one of the students who has that scholarship here. Most of our people will qualify. So we intend to be able to share some of those scholarships. Information is power. So we will intend to do more of those scholarships. 2, another question about database. America. The first person who receives you in this country will determine your future. After being in this country for so long, I've come to believe that 99% of the time, you're going to drive a taxi. Ngot ko receive ng chita na may gas station, you will do, because that's what they know, and that's what they'll show you. But if we have an organization, immediately big you can do better than this, you can apply for this, you can do this, you can do this, it will help a lot. And more so, missing 1 second. More so, from the chapter level, as identify it's not easy to know really who is here, who is not. From the chapter level, I believe we'll be able to identify those who we can identify.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just to maintain fairness, I'll give you 2 minutes, 15 seconds.
Can I do it here?
He did it the same.
Can I do it here or should I come again? Okay, that's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. So let me answer this question. Thank you, Dr. Kipkoeech. I stand here as a teacher. You know, when you're a teacher, you're forever a teacher. I was a teacher, a mother of Apostles Seminary. I have my students, some of them are here, kina JP and all those good people. Kiingereza yangu ilifanya kazi wakakuja hapa. Walipita hiyo embassy. But I want to say this. We go back to the basics of if a teacher is empowered, especially somebody like Dr. Kipkoeech, at home, to know what I wish I knew, then we'd have so many students come here. Let me explain that. If we give them the ability to know the steps that actually gradually bring a student here, for example, studying for the SATs, you know, I speak from experience. I have 2 sons who are college going and they joined us here. So that's another reunification of family story. If I knew the processes early enough, I would have known what it takes to be able to bring your children here, to be able to have them already prepared to be university or college students. If I knew what I know now, then I would have been a better prepared parent to bring my children to this country and send them to college. So what is our purpose? To be able to give that information that we know to our teachers on the ground, especially Mwalimu Enikchiba, Suguli Shega Kalenjin, that Ongo Tau Otech Lago Kwak from Form 1 by encouraging athletics like what Ambassador Rono is doing with the camps, by preparing them. You know, Kiingereza is very important. We also prepare them to understand the systems of these countries so that when they come here, it is not starting from basics. They already have the knowledge. We have very knowledgeable, we have an abundant resource of teachers, lecturers, Professor Choronoro teach. You do very well in North Carolina. If you can actually do a connection with a school at home, that is empowering some teachers who will prepare our students to come to this country. It is so easy to walk into an embassy as a prepared person and they'll be like, this one already looks like, you know, the system. Welcome here and you get a chapter ready for you to start with the basic dealings of how to drive on the other side of the road and eating McDonald's and all that, those good things. But empower the teachers and the systems back home so when they get here, they are already on a good standing. I speak because I know what I went through with my 2 boys. It was a struggle, and I don't wish any parent to go through the same struggle. So let me alleviate a problem by educating somebody else. Thank you.
Time's up. Okay, you went up about 2 seconds, but okay. So, Rubani, tafadhali. And then we have Josh here, and because of time, let's make our questions short. Rubani and the next guy. And specific, and then you'll be there, him and then you, so that they can be able to answer this natumalize on time. Yeah, so please, Rubani.
Mine will be short. Thank you very much for good moderation, and thank you very much for a great debate. Well, wonderful. My name is Joel Kipkoeech, known as Rubani. I was in US in 1986. We visited Washington, and we had Kilimanjaro Hotel, run by somebody called Victor Kibunja. Last year, I was in Washington. We went to Swahili Village. And the entrepreneur there, Kugichitage. This year, I'm in Ohio. Konyagebe Kemizel Dage. And together with Wananduati. All these years, 14 years, I think we are beginning the 14th year. I go lead in action now. What have you done for all those years? Let's be practical now. Number 2, I love the Jewish community. I study a lot of the Jewish community. When you go to the Nimin Arabic of what they use, they are picked by their own. And I'm very happy that I was picked by my own people. Wonderful, that was excellent. In the Jewish community, because they have something about the Jewish community centers. Do you guys have something in mind so that you prepare something like that, so that in future, you can even be holding such a conference in a community, like a Kalenjin community center? The last one. What is your view about Kotabka Sacco? Now that is there, it is registered in Uasin Gishu County. It is a legal registered body. It's not something you can wish away. If this thing was mooted, it was started here in Diaspora, and you brought it to Kenya and it was launched there. Unfortunately, you could not manage. You cannot manage. Those guys who have done even basic management courses about planning, organizing, and everything, you cannot manage this thing while you are in Diaspora. Even us in Nairobi, you cannot be able to manage, so you have to be there on ground. So what is your view as the leadership now? You talk about unity of the Kalenjin community. At the same time, you want to say this thing only belongs to guys in US. There are a lot of people following this program from America, from Kenya, and they are asking me the same question. What is your view about Kotabka Sacco? Do you want to delink so that we remove Kotabka and just call it a different name of Sacco, or you want it to belong only to Diaspora? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ruben. I think that's a very important question, and if the organizers would allow me, I would like for everybody here to answer that. Sindio? Or how do you guys want? That one I'm throwing into the community. Rubani has asked a very important question, and I want to give everybody 1 minute. I know you're going to hate me for this, but we don't have time. I see Changonj looking at me. 1 minute, Afadali. And I'll let everybody from here all the way 1 minute about this. That is a very important question, and let's do this real quick. 1 minute, Afadali. And then the rest of the guys just come close. I'm going to just have maybe 2 or 3 more people to ask questions. So if you're going to ask questions, kuja kaa hapa tafadhali, so that we move very fast. Josh, I thought you had a question. Just come here, sit next here. Those 2, maybe 1 more. There you go. Sit here if you have a question, tafadhali. So, all right. So they'll just answer from here all the way down to the presidents, please.
Sit down.
Yeah, you can just sit down there. Oh. Okay, he wants it there. Strictly 1 minute because of time.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Rubani. I am a member of that Sacco. I was privileged, together with Sige, to be the co-chairman of the Sacco initiative in Diaspora. It started with the board. The board assigned Sige, myself, and Dr. Kass, I think she's right here, for us to look at how this Sacco will help our Diaspora community. The challenge was we could not register it in the United States. The government of Kenya apparently said they cannot have 2 Saccos in one country. That's why we couldn't have it. So we went ahead and registered in Kenya. Now, it has been registered. I'm part of that Sacco. But I think, to be honest, that Sacco is not targeted to our solutions here. It could be a sponsored program by Kodapka to take to Kenya. But we have to strengthen this diaspora. We have to make ourselves be able to sponsor that Sacco in Kenya. We need solutions that are going to help. If I'm fired or if I'm laid off from work, where do I go to get emergency loan? If I have a student who is out of school, where do I go to get an emergency loan for my daughter, my son to go to school? Those are the tangible, real problems that we have that we need solutions for. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Moses Rop, and the idea of why I'm in this myself, because I really want the financial economic stability for Kotabka. And when we were in Dallas 3-4 years ago, me and Kirwa and a few others out of Kotabka invested in a grader. We bought a grader, sent it home. That grader is there. We tried to get some contracts, Governor. They were not able to give some contracts to us because of some issues or because they want those contracts themselves. We really want to work with home. We have invested. We have built. Me and my wife have put some money to build some few churches over there at home. Some of the money that you send over there, it goes into shady deals over there. And at this time, that crater that we had over there, the person that we gave to help us with it, it looks like he's probably using some money for his own use. So the Sacco that we, if we can manage it over here, if we are going to do something that we can manage over here and see that project over here ourselves, I'm in it 100%. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. There are, I think, 3 questions in one. For the Sacco, I talked to the ambassador. He was in Minneapolis, and we had a chat about the Sacco because I was really upset about it. He said that it was a rule that was made by the minister then, but it's a rule he's trying to overturn in the American so that the Americans can have as many as we can, because every state is like a country. So he's trying to explain to them that if you're in Dallas and I'm in Minnesota, it's like being in South Africa and Egypt. It cannot work. So hopefully that will be changed. And if that change, we're on board. Investments, I told you, we're in an investment club. We are 18 of us hoping to make it to 25, put money together, see what we can do. Hopefully, I love to cook, maybe a restaurant. Maybe when you come to Minneapolis, you'll be in a Kenyan restaurant. For the community, I'm working on it. Paperwork, too much on it in Minneapolis, but I'm hoping to get away and get some funding. We need that. We need to stop renting. We need to rent it to other people and put. That's what we call investment.
10 seconds.
And I said, Dallas, we want to get their entrepreneurship to come over and help us with that. But I'm putting paperwork in to see what we can get a community.
Thank you. Time is up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And just as courtesy, when I say time is up, you can finish your statement, but don't start a new one, okay? Thank you.
For my case, I think I would say that Sacco was conceived in good faith, but hatched in bad faith. Masikin ge empower bi kimito limbaga ulin kumagi muji gengoli. Kita une korog Sacco nga go stabilize and we start something like a credit union ang nga ge stabilize and give gat kilagiliay. Ongegero limbaga lagi nigigina me goro ibarak agela patege takulin. Kigimana ngore nemie lagi nigigisi ngore nea. No tagtio.
All right, you're 29 seconds. Okay, thank you for keeping time. Belion, time will start when you start speaking.
Thank you again. One thing that I know, Rubani, thank you for coming. I appreciate you a lot, and you know that. Sacco, it is an excellent thing. And it is. My brother, there was no communication here. Is because nobody communicated. Otherwise, none of these people are against the Sacco. So if by chance, if I'm elected as a vice chair, I will encourage everybody encourage them to register with the Sacco. But the problem what we face is accountability. These people want accountability. Most of them are invested in things that did not work, so they get affected. That becomes a problem. Otherwise, it is a good thing. About this guy is a very brilliant center. I would like to poke his in mind. It is a very good idea to have our own thing. It is always good. Local chapter, when it is strong, is able to think those things that are able to create things like the community centers. And I go encourage you to tell you, you seem to be good in cooking. Open one. And then if it is 5 people coming together for it, so be it. Otherwise, it can be done, and it is possible if we are together.
Okay, thank you, Belion. Now for the presidents, and I don't mean to be biased, I'll give you 2 minutes.
All right, thank you. Action now, that's what you said. That is happening. KCKC, our chapter, we have a credit union actually coming out. You know what started it? That credit union story of Sacco, although it brought a lot of noise, kelele haikuenda pahali mbaya, ilikuja, and we thought, that's a great idea. So we acted and we started a credit union. And guess what? We want that also to be something we are not, we love to share. I'm a believer in humanity. So even when that Sacco was going on and I was hearing all the negatives, he can attest to it. I worked myself dry to make sure that that Sacco lifted off. We were together. And why? Because whatever is good, Like my father is at home and he's always on Kass FM preaching and talking about this goodness. I supported that because I believed it would benefit somebody, Ngogo or a bicycle driver or whoever. Unfortunately, I think we started laying foundation here. We should have started down there. So I am actually a member of that Sacco. And honestly, I think if we have the good faith and the goodwill of the people and communication, we will pump in resources. And you know, when people from here believe in something, it will grow. It's not a dead idea. I'm telling you, I come in with a fresh idea of let's go back to the basics and go and see where we went wrong to try and uplift that. You talked about the Jewish. My first job, I confess, I was a dishwasher at a Village Shalom, which is a nursing home for the Jews, you know. And after that, I actually borrowed a lot about how they operated so much. So eventually, even when I moved on to, you know, you start somewhere, I am currently actually a translator and interpreter for refugees in my local community under the Jewish Vocational Services. We have a lot of refugees that come in from Congo, from Burundi, and they do need a translator for Swahili. And I serve under the Jewish Vocational Services as well as Catholic Charities. So there's so many resources here, and all we have to do is really tap in, put in back in the pot so we can enrich ourselves. We have a community center coming up in Kansas City too. I'll tell you more later.
Okay, time's up. Again, for purposes of fairness, Faith did 2 minutes, 12 seconds. I'll give Kirwa the same, 2 minutes, 12 seconds.
Kongwe, thank you so much. These are wonderful questions that will make a big difference in our community. Kemwa Rubani about Sacco. I am a big believer in this Sacco. I am one person I truly believe, and I am invested in the Sacco, and I will continue to invest in the Sacco. For this reason, when we really came to Kenya to launch this Sacco, it was after we had tried and we were not going anywhere. I've been working also for many years. So I believed that it is better to take a step than taking also another 14 years. So the Sacco is a wonderful idea. If we can get only 1,000 people to invest in this Sacco, $100 every month, $100, any of us can just use that money. $100 every month. At the end of the year, 10 million shillings. 10 million shillings, my friends, can do wonders. We can do a property or a plaza in Eldoret, a plaza in Kericho, with only 1,000 people. Because Sacco is individually investment. Magdalene is a community. Kirwa will invest is $100 every month. Faith will invest $100 every month. And then Saccos are well regulated. Sacco. Look at Marisha Sacco. Look at Boresha Sacco. These are Saccos which has actually succeeded because of the system in place in the government. So, good Kenya Rubi, take me diaspora, invest in $100. At the end of the year, give you 10 million. With that 10 million, the bank can give us more money as a guy to go community centers. Community centers is possible job in this country. For one reason, the government organized. KC Dallas is organized in such a way that they can approach the city of Dallas. A Dallas. A community center voters. Area. Very high chances. You don't even have to pay for it. If you are organized and you know how to ask for it, you will get it, and you will. There are so much opportunities here. Organize again.
Thank you. Okay, you went up a little bit some, but just as an assurance, the presidents, I'll give you closing statements at the end. So if you have something that is really pressing, that is not addressed in the question, please write your notes down. I'll give you 5 minutes at the end. Sawa sawa. So the next person there, please hand him the mic. Oh, he already has one.
Nasikia. So thank you so much, Kotapka, Ohio. I'll make it brief. My name's Joshua Mutai, Kansas City. One of the things that has set us back as a community, I'll give you a test and see if you pass the test. I will not ask a question yet, but I'll give you a test. I want each one of you to stand up.
Please, let's stand up. Not me, right?
Not you. You're the moderator. I'll excuse you.
Thank you.
As brothers and sisters from one family, what do you do when you visit each other?
Sai, you hug.
Can you do that, the rest of you? There you go. That's a family right there. That's right. That is how we begin Kotapka, because when you're elected, you will be one unit. You will have to work together. You will have sometimes, Kebene is one of our leaders. You will have to work together. That it has bothered me for a very long time. Why can Kotapka exist and not move forward for 14 years? I want you to think about it. As you're elected by these great people, they are giving you the power to do what is expected of you. That's number one. I think you passed the test. You can sit down. Number two is, as you answer the question, I want you to be specific about how you're going to build unity in the community. Number two, communication has been a problem in our community. Faith talked about some things that we're doing in Kansas City and how some of these projects took off. I remember one time I called, we are a leadership of 20. I wrote the list down. I called 19 people. Then I asked myself, I haven't called number 20. I started looking in my phone. Who is this number 20? Number 20 was myself. Communication is key. You cannot lead without communicating your vision. Once I finished number 19, the vision took off. Can you give us specific ideas? That's especially for the presidential candidates or the president, because you'll have to lead the community. What specific tools of communication will you utilize? This is an age of technology. Tagomija magarat? Kaga leja magarat kai mi in limbic system agne agne jogai jeranguge. Ko saingin ngap ko range ko lage left. Ngap ko range ko lage, you know, everybody is typing on their fingertips. And that is how technology is working. How are you going to utilize that? Not to divide the community, but to bring the community together. Because we realize the community is on our fingertips. Last one, I'll just move on and be brief. I have a daughter that's 17. What plans do you have as a leader, as leadership, to encompass those 17 college for the future so that they can continue to maintain our dream that was so born by Ambassador Rono? Thank you so much.
Okay, I think there were 3 questions. And one was the unity. I'm just going to reiterate it in 3 words. The second one was communication. And the third one was about the college-bound kids in our community, because we have a lot of those. So now, to be fair, I would leave the unity to the presidents. So Abraham and Faith, you guys will address the unity. And then the communication, because by default, the vice presidents are there to help the president. So I will have the vice presidents answer that. And then for the college kids, I will let the secretary and the coordinator and the treasurer, because he'll be holding money, answer that. Am I clear? So I will start with the college-bound kids. So the money guy and the secretary, 1 minute each about the college-bound.
I think we don't need to broaden this. Like as I said before, if we start an issue like the Sacco, we build it to be a stronger Sacco. We can tap the resources from the same organization to help kids who are graduating from high school into colleges, because assuming that some of them do not get scholarship, we can help them finish their schools. And I reiterate this, we as parents, I being one of them, we should focus on just trying to educate our kids, not even education, but actually try to just align them with courses that are marketable here in the United States and back home. I know so many people here, kigotar school, tinye degree, tinye masters, but I mean, it's not marketable. If you take those courses that are not marketable in the United States, you are marketable. So, we as parents, technical courses,
10 seconds. Okay, thank you. 54 seconds. Perfect. You have actually been doing good with time. Thank you very much. The rest of you, please. The professor Changon came here and told me we are behind. So,
Eric, I'm from Cheptuyat. There's nobody here in America from Cheptuyat. You have to give me a little time. Anyway. Okay, with the school-going kids, first I think we need to educate the parents on the school system. I've come with working with so many women, I've realized that they don't know the American system. Some of them don't realize that kids have to apply for schools at a certain time and their scholarships. Teach our kids how to volunteer, because when you volunteer, those scholarships come. There are requirements. Do the parents understand the requirements? If they understand the requirements, then we'll not be having this conversation. With our kids also, teach them, install in them that, you know what, there's a head. And let me tell you one thing about our parents, what they do. Don't tell your kid to do what you dream to do. A doctor, a nurse. Kids who have been told to be nurses, they don't want to be nurses. That's not their passion. Kids go, they do nursing, they go work. The first 3 months, they're out of work because they pushed a client. Let's just know what's their passion. Let's work with them with their passion. Let's give them empowerment on what they want to do, so that there's nothing as bad as hating your career. You can hate your job, you can work out of it.
Time's up.
If you hate your career, you have to live with it. So let's just empower them and know what they're good at.
thank you. Thank you very much. So I think it'll be Kimnusu next with the same topic, the same question on college-bound kids involvement. Your time starts when you start speaking.
Thank you. And I think if I got the question correctly, how do we involve our youth in our community affairs as well? Is that correct? They are indeed the future of this organization. Without them, we can do what we're doing right now, and it will be in vain. It will end with us, and nobody will pass it on to our generation. It is incumbent to us, specifically as Josh said, we need to involve them into programs like mentoring. As a leader, bring them in. Let them participate in decision making. Let them participate in building, in what suggestion they have to bring ideas in place. In Iowa, I would like to recognize one of our own, Nancy, and I know she's here. She's working with the young immigrants in our community, mentoring, teaching them the right things to do in the community, to stay out of trouble, to be good citizens, and how to carry themselves. So really, we need to involve them in everyday decisions, in participating in community affairs. Summer camps, we can do that, and empower them. Let them fail while we are there to help them. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Time is up. You went over by 2 seconds. Now the vice president nominees, it's on the communication. Communication, how are you going to do to enhance communication in Gotapka?
Thank you so much. Communication. And I'm not going to try to please everybody, try to come over here and say that I know what to do. I will tell you what to do to communicate and all that. I'm running for this thing because of financial, I want Gotapka to be financially, economically strong. So I'm not going to beat about the bush and say everything that needs to be done because I'm not, I'm not a leader in those things. What I really want to do is to help the chairman to help us move forward in finding Saccos to empower our community economically. If we have got money in our pockets, I don't think I'm even going to talk about communication. We need money in our pockets first. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You've been awesome in keeping time. 55 seconds. All right, so Belion on the same question.
A certain scholars say everything fails or succeeds because of communication. Without communication, it is very hard. One of the issues that we have had, again, going back to the Sacco thing that was started or launched in Kenya, it was lack of clear communication. So communication is an issue. So if we don't communicate, we don't go anywhere. And when we communicate, we don't have to agree though. Let's just communicate, like, and then we debate about it until we agree on it, and then that's the best thing. That's the only way I know, and that's the best way I know, even as a pastor. That is how we do. We communicate. We communicate a message. Communicate. President, as a vice president running for vice president, I would like to communicate what the president has said. This is what we want to do. Whoever will win on the other end, then channel the communication to the people. Let the people decide. Let the people know. Thank you.
All right, you are 58 seconds. Okay, thank you very much. So now I'm going to go to the presidents. Due to time, I'll do 1 minute unity. So I know you have a lot to say, but you'll save that for your last closing statement. So just 1 minute as your time starts right when you start speaking.
Okay, thank you. Communication, not just communication, effective communication. The tools that actually build you on effective communication.
Hold on. It was about the unity.
I was just checking in on communication.
All right, so make sure we're on the same thing. Okay.
Mwalimu anapenda kusummarize.
All right.
So unity. What is unity? It is a group of people coming together that have a common purpose, common goal, or even a common problem, and they try and come together and see how they can achieve a vision or a mission that they've set forth. Okay, that being said, we have a unity, a common purpose set by Gotapka. First and foremost, is just by literally belonging to a tribe called the Kalenjin. So what do I do as an individual or as a prospective leader to really enhance unity? I pump in every tool that is possible to actually fulfill all those needs, all those challenges. What I'm saying is this: we go back to the basics. KCKC, this is very practical. What did we see? Some group of 5 people met up in a basement 17 years ago, and they said, hey, tumetoka Cheptil. Sorry, I have to say it.
10 seconds.
And then what do? We came together and we see what are our challenges. And from there, they started attracting the same people. And I'm telling you, it has grown 17 years later to be a huge community. I want to spread that bug around. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll do the same for Abraham.
Thank you, Kongwe missing. What are we going to do to promote unity in our community? This is dear to my heart. My plan is, first of all, to identify in our community so many people who have different backgrounds. I would like to reach out to all these communities. So you bring all these people to the leadership table. In every chapter, all these unity or purpose. Me big because they believe in economic empowerment. Could me be because they believe in social empowerment. Could me be because they believe in spiritual empowerment. Identify all this so that you can bring them together. Once you identify their needs, they'll be able to come. And then two, there will be people they will never agree with you, but learn to be able to work with them.
Time's up.
This last 1 second. This last few months, I've learned to build a thick skin until to be able to accept and bring our brothers together, regardless of the differences we have. There will be differences, but we have to accept that those differences are there. But for the sake of the unity of our people, we have to leave our differences outside and just come together as a family. Kongwe.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Now, guys that need to ask questions, I'm going to be frank with you. I've been told we're out of time, so just be quick on the question. If you have a question, just shoot straight. Yeah, but shoot straight. Shoot straight the question.
Do I say the name?
Eh?
Do I say the name?
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Johnston Kirui from Toledo, Ohio. And my questions are going to go straight to Kirwa and Faith. Okay, this is my first time being in Caught Up Car 2016 or whatever. Okay, and after listening, I figured out like there is a problem. So I am trying to say, Faith, try to help me understand at least 3 issues that you think the current chair has failed, and how different are you going to handle those issues? And with the current chair, tell me 3 issues that you might not have accomplished, and how different are you going to do it if given another chance? Thank you.
Thank you very much for being short and clear. That's a very good question. Actually, that's a very, very good question. So I'm going to be fair and give you 2 minutes each. So are you guys writing down? A good suggestion, they can be asked the questions and then you just answer back to back. Yeah, that's a very good question though. It's really, you can ask, because that was not the order, let them just answer that. Yeah, because it's 3, he had like 3 things. So, and then you guys can go back to back. So Faith and Kirwa, get a pen and paper ready to write the next questions. But for now, answer that gentleman. He's asked a very good loaded question. So please, I'm giving you 2 minutes because those were loaded questions. All right, time starts when you speak.
To understand a question like that, it takes courage to come and accept correction and also humility to give corrections. Working under as a Gotapka liaison person from Kansas City, KCKC, I worked in this office, and my issues, as a liaison person was there was a big communication barrier. I felt like the chairman or president and the national office did not technically reach out far enough to know what exactly they were trying to communicate. We felt like some things were just thrown around and there was no proper hierarchy. So the organizational structure of Gotapka has a lot to be taken care of so that we know how information trickles down and how it trickles back up. Now, I also have a problem with integrity issues, and I know recently you've all noted how heated and how vulnerable our organization has become because of questions of integrity. If you say something, you better mean it, and if you mean it, it better be something that you actually can stand up for. So to be honest, I love something called truth, justice, and honesty. Speak and please mean what you speak. And that is something that we have seen in the past leadership. I would hate to go into the details, and I don't want to cross those lines, but I feel like if you stand here as a leader, you be a person of integrity. I also want to talk about how Gotapka is a community organization, not a personal entrepreneurial project. So it is okay to be an entrepreneur. It is okay to have that vision. But if you look at an entrepreneur, they can decide their time code, they can decide their profits and all that. But when you come down to being a community organizer, you actually need to start listening to the people who are the substance and actually the ones who make this rise. If I had to take away anything, I'll take away these big names of president and all that. It's just an organ that actually articulates and makes it effective to run a community organization. Seconds. Thank you.
Okay. All right. You did well for your time. Abraham?
Thank you. Thank you so much for those questions. The question that I have here says, what 3 things that you have experienced during your time and what you failed and what you intend to do different
given a chance? Good question. When I took office as interim chair or president a year ago, I took over an organization with a lot of deficiencies. I inherited an organization which had so much that needed to be done. Structures was non-functioning. And so we did the best we could with circumstances that we were running into. It's the reason why we came up with the new bylaws that would put structures and systems in place to help the leadership to truly execute and do what they say they will do. Two, we had communication problem. The officials that we did have in office, at some point, either they got burned out or they were not able to serve as much as they wanted. So we had vacant positions where the secretary was not able to attend most of the meetings. So I became the secretary, I became the chairman, and I became most of those vacant positions, trying to do the best we could with what we had. We failed in many areas, but we did the best we can with the system that we inherited in place. Going forward, given another opportunity now that we are putting these systems in place, that in the less than 1 year, we've done major things that was not been done in 14 years. I do believe that with the systems we're going to put in place, we will be able to achieve much. We will have effective communication because the bylaws specifically states how communication will be done in the organization. Two, it specifically states the roles of every elected individual in office. And if that individual does not perform its services, it specifically says what to do with that person so that one person doesn't have to do so much.
10 seconds.
And the last one is to be able to work with the people. I met individuals who already build a lot of resistance and a lot of propaganda, but I would love, as I come in this new coming time, to be able to even work with those people and to understand really why somebody would look at and say the things that they said. Because we are one family, we are one community, and we have one purpose, to stand together and to empower ourselves. So coming into this particular, the new leadership, I believe the systems and the structures we're putting in place will help us to even manage and to lead better. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So you guys just ask your questions and you guys write it down and then we'll just answer back to back. And Mrs. Ruby Kendagol will say something and we'll close her question and we'll be done here. We are already 5 minutes past our time, so.
My name's Gurgat, popularly known as Atom. I have a few questions for you guys. The biggest question that I really want to ask, and before I ask that question, I just want to make a statement. Kotapka is made up of individuals that came to the United States as individuals and are here on their own right. They are very intelligent people and they are very hardworking people. And by them giving themselves their time and resources to attend or to participate in Kotapka needs to be highly respected. And so my question is about integrity. When we are dealing with these people, when we call them and ask them for help, for organizations, for assistance, and whatsoever, what do you envision yourself as a leader of this group? How is your integrity before these people? If they question your integrity in one way or another one, do we have that African mentality where the leaders do not think that their integrity matters and shuts them off or ignores the effect or the question of integrity of their leaders? Or are we going to take what we have learned in this country and in many developed countries where when a leader has an integrity question, they step back and let the community continue rather than forcing themselves to stay in there without considering the feelings, the thoughts, the intelligence, and the contributions of these other people. Number two, on the question of integrity, what does your local chapter say about you? You know, we are talking about got up car as, national, international. But what is your local chapter say about you? How do they envision you? Are you worth standing up there? Do they look at you as a person that is worth it before you come up here to people like me who is from Minnesota? I don't know if you are from Kansas, if you are from Dallas and whatsoever. I don't know you. But how does your local chapter look at you? And finally, if you become a leader, how do you relate to that person who is down there? Are you going to be the boss? Or are you going to be that person who listens and steps down? Or are you going to ignore them and you say, don't worry, I'm the boss, I know everything. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, thank you. I hope you guys are writing. I'm writing it down too, so go ahead with your questions.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. My name is Patrick Kipto. I'm from upstate New York, a place called Rochester. I have one question, maybe two, and I'm directing my questions directly to the presidential candidates, Faith and Abraham. It's said, or it's written that there is about 45 organizations, 45 diaspora organizations in the United States. Most of them are new. Kotapka is one relatively older one. And some of these organizations, these diaspora organizations are coming together. They're trying to come together to advocate for the rights of diaspora Kenyans in the US in terms of voting, the voting rights in Kenyan elections. What are your visions? What is your vision in working with other diaspora organizations in involving Kotapka as a voting bloc when we go to the elections in Kenya? And secondly, if Mr. MC, if time allows, this question goes directly to vice presidential candidates. Wale watu ambao wamesema they have offered themselves to be vice presidential. If you are offering yourself as a leader, why go for the number two? If you are offering as a leader, you have the potential, the abilities. Bono Menda number two, usually it's the leader that's number one says, okay, so and so, can you please come with me so that we can team up? What shortcomings do you have so that you are going for number two and not number one? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. That is a good New York question. Thank you very much. So, Kendagor.
My name is Vincent Kendagor Chasire, and my two questions are actually one for both of you candidates. We know the constitution of any organization is the most important foundation of how things operate. So, Faith, tell us, what do you think about the current constitution that we have, and what new thing are you going to bring to implement the constitution, and what new thing are you going to bring to the organization? And my question to Kirwa, you are on record dismissing the efforts of the people who made the constitution. So would you tell us what has changed since then, and what new thing do you think you can make to rejuvenate the trust and all that? Thank you.
Okay. He has another question.
No, I don't have a question.
We're about done.
Yes, just an observation and my thoughts on this whole process. Nimekaa hapa nasikia the most important thing people are talking is about unity. So, my dear family of Kodapka, Mimi personally, nothing personal to you guys, nothing personal to GB, Naona put a lot of energy, a lot of hours. Why don't we work on unity first? Why don't we come together, do reconciliation? Because tutafanya election hapa, tuchaguane, alafu kesho pia we are not together. There's no unity, there's no love, there's no reconciliation. Back a few weeks, ukiona social media, from WhatsApp, Facebook, mambo imefanyika kubwa, so many words, people have been hurt, people have been told so many things going on, that I feel people are being charged up that Why don't we calm down? Let's give ourselves 6 months. Let's give ourselves even 12 months. Nikiwa Kansas 2014, nilikuwa nasikia election. I don't know if it was done or not. Tukaenda DC, nikasikia Kirwa amepatiwa kiti. So when is Caught Up Car going to be united? Because everybody here is talking about unity, unity, unity. So why don't we work on the basic before we go to the election? Kwa sababu sisi tunawachagua kweli. Lakini are you united? Are we one? Are we the same people? So that is my observation. Na ningependa tu kama tunge postpone mambo ya election tufurahie conference, alafu let's give a chance. Hawa watu wote wamejinominate. Why don't the chapters give us people kusema Kansas chapter, this is the people that we want, tunaona wanaweza kulead. Minnesota, these are the people that tunaona wanaweza kulead. Ohio, tunawapatia watu ambaye we know, people of integrity. People have talked about integrity. Why don't we cancel all these things? Alafu tupatie local chapters, watoe watu ambaye tutawachagua as leaders. That's my observation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. And I think I'll give the mic next to Mrs. Kendagor. And I think that statement, I really don't have a rebuttal to that, but I think as a procedure, we need to finish what we started. At least let's finish this debate. Amma, what do you guys think? I think we've started, and let's finish the debate first. And that's a suggestion from one member, and it can be discussed, but let's finish this process first.
Hello, my Kenyan friends.
Hello.
My name is Ruby Kendago. I'm from the Caribbean, but I am happily married to Dr. Kendago, Solomon Kendago. I just want to let you all know, as Kenyans, you all are the smartest people in the world. I have traveled more than 15 countries and more than 45 states. I just want to let you know that I love you as a people. I'm very biased for Kenyans. I just want to share briefly with you one observation as well as an accomplishment in which we have done as a family, my husband and I. When I went to Kenya 35 years ago, went up to Pokot in the Pokot area, and I saw a lot of people who were in very poor and very disenfranchised and very not having enough. And God has enabled us for the last 35 years to start water projects. We have started schools, churches, medical clinics, and we have done a lot for the Pokot people in Kapinguria, in Katali, in Eldoret, and other places. The key, what I want to share with you is this, is while you are here in the States and you're trying to work on projects, you can actually take Americans and let them observe. Take them to Kenya with you and let them observe the land and observe the needs and let them see how they can be partnering with you. That's what we have done. Not that the Americans are better than us Kenyans, but many of them have some resources and we say, come on and help us. So I'm sharing this with you as you think of your projects here. Partner with other people to get the job done. One of the things I want to share with you as Kalenjin, you all are so smart and you all don't know it. And but there is what you call this unity amongst yourself. There is a sense of selfishness, what I want. And my goal for you is to pray for you as well as to let you know, let us work together as a team, because here we are in a foreign land and we need each other. The other thing, finally, I want to share with you, for the last 33 years, my husband and I have been working with foreign students, and I'm very proud to see Kip Nuso on the stage here. He was one of our students, and to see how he has matured and, and how he's maturing. Our organization, our goal is to help foreign students, not financially, but spiritually. Do you know that there are more than 2,000 Kenyans in prison as of now? More than 2,000 Kenyans in prison. And our goal is to work with the Kenyan churches in America and to be of help. So for your students who are in the different areas in Kansas City or in Dallas, if in case you're looking for an organization to meet some of the spiritual needs of the Kenyans or for the internationals, come and see us and we will connect you at the right time with that particular city director or the ministry that we are involved with. Thank you very much. And Kenyans, I love you very much. And one thing is this, you will never be happy until you know God through Jesus Christ. And it's his word that makes us to have integrity, not the world. Be honest with what you do. For example, very quickly, the Americans who are involved in our ministry, they want integrity. They want to know how every penny is spent in the work that they are investing in Kenya. Integrity is so important, and we need God and his word to give us that enlightenment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, thank you very much, Ruby. So I think you guys will answer the questions that were asked. I hope you wrote them down, and we'll just go in that order. I think the questions were really, let's do the vice. They were asked, why number 2? Are you not good enough for number 1? So the vice will go 1 minute each, and then the presidents will tackle the questions they had, and then we'll close. So please, vice. Take the other because I have to control this. One of you can go first, yeah. No particular order.
So I'm going to take integrity and why I'm running for this. So I guess you'll give me 2 minutes for those. Thank you so much. My name is Moses Rob. I've lived in this country for close to 40 years now. I come from Jeptenye, Sociot, so big Yandugul, Jambo, Gabsoi, Jabo Sociot, Jabo Borwet, Jabo Gabianga, Jabo Gaborok, big Yaktugul, Jaboga. Konganan, who I am. I've raised up a nice family. Went to school in Gereja High School, went to school in Kabianga High School. Okay, I think in Professor in, so everything is okay. Thank you so much. And then after that, I came to the United States. I got a family. My wife is over here. I got 3 children, already grown, college educated, and all that. So I'm an abiding citizen of the United States, citizen of Kenya too. I go to church, one of the founding members of the church in the Dallas area. I ran for this just because Kirwa was a chairman when we were in the Dallas, when we had this organization doing what we're doing over here in Ohio. And he did so well. He did so well, and I knew he was going to be running again. The names over here are reversed a little bit. My name is Moses. I should be the leader. But I'm Aaron this time around. But I ran because I really wanted to support him economically, financially, the things that he does very well. And also as an elder, to kind of guide him. If he's doing something wrong, I'm going to point out to him and tell him that this is the direction, this is the way to lead. So I like him, I respect him. I know that he's going to lead us to the promised land in matters of finances, in matters of economics, in matters of raising ourselves to where we need to go financially.
10
so
seconds.
That's why I'm running, just to help him and just to point out anything that if he's doing anything wrong, if there's any direction that we want to go, I think I'm old enough, I think I'm mature enough to tell him that, hey, this is the way. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. We'll do Belion, and for purposes of fairness, I'll give Belion 2 minutes, 20 seconds, because he went over by 20 seconds.
Okay, thank you. Patrick, thank you for that question. Yes, sir, I'm more than able to run for this office. Trust me on that. I do. I was a chairman of Dallas, chairman for 5 years. And what we did in Dallas is phenomenal. We helped raise our money, about 100 sacks, and I was a chairman. We built a community. We were very, very strong. I'm not going to go how we are now, but that is when then. So the question then is, why being the vice now? Well, I felt at this moment, I actually, in the initial day, I wanted to be the chairman. And then I went and did a soul searching, and I thought, probably not. Let me support. And then I spoke with my sister, Faith, and asked her a lot of questions, and I talked with the husband, and I figured, let me support. If Faith wins to be the chairperson, I will support. If Kirwa wins, I will have to have a little more conversation for me to be with him as well. But above all, yes, I can do it to be the chairman. And then the other thing is that, how have I done that? I've helped, we started Upendo with Brother Moses Rob, opened a church in Dallas, and then we ended up help another church in Arlington called the Living Well Church. Dr. Kendagora has been there, and I've done that. I've gone for 5 missions. Gone for mission in Liberia, Ukambani, Kisumu, Kericho, and lastly we've gone to Mombasa. So it's something that is in me. I want to serve. It's nothing about political issues or money and all that. It's just to serve us. My brother suggested a cancel an election unity. Well, the water has flowed in the young. So now I get to election, and then hopefully we can put this thing together and build this unity. And unity starts from you and me. I can't do it alone. Thank you.
Thank you for keeping time. Thank you. I will go now to the presidents to answer your questions. I'm looking at the questions here. I hope you wrote. If you miss one, I will remind you. And because of time, I just want the president nominees to try to take a minute for each question. I see you asked 3 questions, so I'll give you 3 minutes. And now, after that, I'm not taking any more questions because I see the organizers, they're about to throw me off the stage. Yeah, he's right here behind me, so no more questions. The organizers are here. Please, let's do this. I will make it 3 minutes each, and then we'll be done here. Please.
Okay, I will quickly run through my first lesson when I was Form 1 CRE was, who am I? So for me to be able to speak integrity, I have to understand who am I. So what do I say about myself? I was discussing this with Casey Dallas. I say, if I paint myself with my own brush and with my own paint, so I'll choose my colors of choice, right? Somebody else might not like it. I may pick Kalenjin colors, Kamba colors, they're like, that one is not nice. So I hope to the effect that somebody can give a testimony of who am I or what I have impacted in their life can speak volumes. So I will tell you, one day, Balozi called me and my husband, and he wanted us to find a lady who had just lost the father. And I kept asking myself, I told my husband, why is it us that are always called to be the people that knock the door to come and give, especially the bad news? A friend of mine told me, if I see you at my door at a very ungodly hour, I know you're the bearer of bad news. But sometimes you're called to do things that are not very even pleasant. But what do? You answer, say, send me, Lord, and I will go. So for me, I've been a person who wants to really be in touch with humanity. My husband one day was asked in church, can you describe your wife in one phrase? He drew a cross and wrote Red Cross. He was asked why. He says, she acts like the Red Cross. So maybe I look into that and I tell myself, have I been a Red Cross? So I don't want to toot my own trumpet, but I want to say that I have not shamed my name in any way. I am Faith, and I stand by humanity and the goodness that all comes with it. Okay, so, but when people are making a lot of noise, you need to listen, because sometimes those noises are mingled with a message. So if I'm wrong, I hope that you make enough noise for me to be able to listen. I'll keep my ear grounded all the time, so that when I hear footsteps rushing out and footsteps coming in, I can interpret, are they living in mass or are they coming in? So be grounded and be a person who really keeps in touch with the reality of things. Integrity, I will stand here and say, if I wrong, I will not be too proud. I will not ride on pride or on the efforts of others so that I can benefit, but so that we can all rise. You see, we rise together. I say I come to you as a mother, because I don't think I will hurt a child of mine or let anybody hurt a child of mine. And I take it today to announce that I take Kotapka as my child, and I want to really nurture it. So about the election, I know we would have asked for more time, but that unity you're talking about, sir, happened by the meeting of so many people who realized we need to have a process, a system of organization, because Kotapka has come of age to be able to be conducted in a very professional way. We have laws and rules in a country, and what do? We should be law-abiding citizens and abide by that. I don't know if I missed a question.
Yeah. The question that was asked to you specifically that you haven't addressed is about the constitution. One of the questionnaires asked you, what about the current constitution?
Oh, yes.
That would you want to change?
Okay, and also about the rights of the diaspora for voting. I think
Voting,
somebody
yeah.
said something like that. Okay, I have read the bylaws, and I'm telling you, if there is Mrs. Kendagor, she said, we are smart, but we don't know it. I'm telling you, we really have very intelligent people. To sit down and come up with that, you'd think everybody on that seat, or rather that slot, was a professional, a lawyer or something. So we do have the brains, and that is a very beautiful thing. If only we are able to read into it, implement it, and actually follow what it says, because it beats purpose if we have it and then as soon as it's already out, we start breaking the laws. That is a frustrating part. So my input is, I work in an organization that we have a structural system, and for it to be effective, each arm has to play its role. So I hope that is what I will input in, that even if I have the title of president, that I also have to have defined roles and defined duties, that I can also be able to disseminate the information as going down as well as coming up. And then also on the diaspora thing coming together, I really want to thank my husband for introducing me to the Kenyan community. He was the president of Organizations of Kenyans in Kansas City,
You got 10
OKKC. And what did we do? We are trying to work with the embassy to really get the voting done. I love voting. I love my voice being heard, and I want that
Time is
voting
up.
right. Thank you.
All right, you.
Wonderful.
Now, due to the break, you went over by a minute, and with all fairness, I'll give Abraham Kirwa the extra minute too. So, go on.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Eric. Patrick Kiptoa did ask this question at what do we do as Kotapka to get involved with the rest of the 45 organizations of Kenyans. I do believe that we deserve a seat on the table when the rest of the Kenyan organizations get together and discuss issues that also pertains to the rest of the Kenyans here and back home. And one of the things that, if I get a chance, is truly to work very closely with the embassy and to work very closely with this other organization, which have the same purpose and the same vision of making a difference back home, specifically the voting. I do believe that we do have a right as Kenyans in the diaspora to participate in the voting back home, to decide which leaders we need to choose. I hold it very dearly in my heart. I've always followed it very closely, and as such, I want to believe that Kotapka should and will take part in these meetings where we discuss and decide what do we want in Kenya and how do we vote in Kenya. Two, Dr. Chesire asked me a specific question about the current bylaws. What do I think about it now that it's passed? And I want to be very specific on this particular issue. When I came back in January, one of the things that I initiated and requested with the board was to come up with new bylaws. I do believe in these bylaws completely. I do believe that it will make a difference in this organization. He said, I am on the record. Yes, I was on the record. And I really said in that record that we will go to Ohio, we will vote in Ohio for sure. We will implement these laws. It might take us 2 to 3 years, but we will implement. But I do believe in these bylaws. I do believe in the fact that it will make a difference in organization. We had a meeting, and I truly apologize to everybody. Maybe I may have misspoken, and I misspoke in that particular, but I still believed. One of the areas that I didn't understand how it was going to work was how are we going to be able to actually do a successful online voting? And those are the areas I never understood very well. And I expressed in my discussion that the online voting was still an issue. And now that we have gone beyond that, moving forward, I will support, and I have supported, I voted on the ratification of the bylaws. I believe that this bylaws is going to make a difference in the structures and the systems as we move forward. In the issue of what does your chapter, and this is Atom that he asked, what does your chapter think about you, and what does your chapter say about your integrity? This I want to be very, very clear as well. I am currently the chair of KC Dallas, and I've led this organization. This is the second time now I'm leading as the chair of that particular organization. I've served there, asked people, as you have asked, this Moses is a member of my chapter, and specifically he said what I'm able to do. I have, and I continue to help my community in Dallas on a daily basis. We've had several immigration cases. As early as last week, I visited somebody who is in jail to address the issues of immigration. Almost every month, I'm out helping somebody. If we have community events, the weddings, the pre-weddings, I am very, very involved in my community. Come in the middle of the night, ask who can stand and help an individual here. And they will tell you specifically about me. I serve in my church. I served in Upendo for the last 15 years. I've served in that particular church, and I still continue to serve with my wife, who is here with me this evening. And the reason we do is because we want to make a difference, and more so to be able to give back to the community. And even as I come to the national office, I continue to do the same because I love my people. This is not something that you'll be able to serve if you really didn't have your heart in it, if you didn't have enough time for it. So the reason why I do believe I will be able to bring the same sacrifice and the same service that I've served in Dallas for now several years to the national office. I know for sure there have been disagreements, there have been some things said, but one thing I want to tell you as a community and as a people is this: we will make mistakes. I will own up to my mistakes. I will ask for the forgiveness. I will never say I will never make a mistake. No, because I am not perfect. And once we learn, we make those mistakes, we learn from those mistakes, and we build a better community. And I've said this in many calls that we've had in the conference. I still continue to say, for the people that I may have, for this 1 year, that we had to do some things and we may have gone faster. We may have done some things that we stepped on people's toes. We ask for the forgiveness. We are one family. We are all together. And I want to tell you also, even as we move forward, if I get this opportunity to be able to serve you again, I want to tell you, I will be the first one to come and ask for the forgiveness if I make a mistake. And if you do make a mistake, the same thing, I would like to sit down on the table with you so that we can become one family as we move forward. I believe I've answered most of the questions that they asked me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, thank you. And again, I have to say this, that last question was being answered, so I didn't want to stop the clock. I gave him a few seconds over, so just for the record. Now, we are done with questions because of time. I see Changwanye has his bow and arrow ready to shoot me from the back. So we are going to be very fair to the Ohio people. They've done a really good job. And I know these people would want to talk for the whole night because they have their visions and they want to articulate it before tomorrow. I know they're going to hate me, but please forgive me. I'm only going to give you 1 minute each to give a closing statement. I had it planned for 3 minutes, but there's no time. And then the presidents, instead of 5, I'll do 3. Unfortunately, it's because of time. So you guys, let's do 1 minute each. And then, again, the campaigns is open until tomorrow because the voting starts at 10. So you guys can campaign after this. Thank you. But after 10 a.m. tomorrow, no campaigning. Thank you. I'll start here as we go that way. So thank you. Take the mic there. And please, when I say 10 seconds, wind up.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. And because of what that
1.5 minutes. Please get started now.
Thank you. I take this opportunity to thank all of you for being here. For closing, as a candidate, I want to stress why I'm here. Integrity. Number 1, owning up to our mistakes or saying the truth, not saying one thing and something says the next. Our outgoing chairman spoke on an audio saying, as a chairman actually of the BRT, which is a bylaw team, our outgoing chairman did not support us. He said he did support us. He actually fired us. He said he wants us to succeed. We want to be accountable for our mistakes. On the audio, he said, this thing is not going anywhere. We are the boss, not the members. Not the members. We need to be accountable. I was in the board of Kotapka for the last 1.5 years. It was a mess. We had leaders leaving, coming back, cussing at each other, name calling, and all those things. That is shameful. We need, and I own up to it. I was part of it. And we need to clean that. We need to stand up for the truth, tell the truth, and not say one thing and do the other. Thank you.
10 seconds. Hey, actually, you did good. Just tell them again what you're running for. Tell them what you're running for. What position? You can say from here, that's fine.
Okay, yes. Yeah. I'm running for the national coordinator, and I'm thankful that everybody would participate in the process. Whether you vote for any of these leaders, just participating is a great start for this organization, taking ownership. So thank you.
Thank you. And again, for the candidates, I'm not going to count seconds for you telling us what you're running for. So that is extra seconds. So just for your articulation of your vision is what I'm counting. So
my name is Moses Rob. I'm running for vice chair. I'm running for this position because I am in full support of current chairman, Abraham Kirwa. When President of the United States, Barack Obama, was running for president the second term, the Vice President, Joe Biden, he didn't jump over and ask for the position of president. You have got to follow the line. I'm following the line because I trust and respect our chairman. He has done a lot of things in the Dallas area, like you said. When there are fundraisings, he's there. No matter what kind of fundraising. If it's fundraising, even if he's the only man in there, when women are raising funds for the for children, he will be there. Immigration problems. He has done so much. I can't tell you how many people he has been out of jail because of him, because of the fundraising that he has done. Sometimes I think that his family is probably even suffered a little bit because he has put so much money and so much time on this organization. He is a selfless, fearless,
10 seconds,
powerful leader. Together, under his leadership, both of us are going to lead you to the promised land. Thank you so much.
Time is up. Thank you. You went over by 4 seconds, but that's okay. Next is introduce yourself. Tell us what you're running for the last time. I know you've said it, but just for records.
Hi, I'm Veronica Rotich, and I'm running for Secretary General. And my mission is to get people informed, have people know what's going on. It is so sad when you hear stories later from like third party, and it's a remix, and it's nothing close to what was being said. I want to work with the chapter leaders, to chapter secretaries, so that everybody can get information out there. I want to work with Faith, because Faith believes in the pot running dry. We are running dry. We need to refill the pot before we drink from it again. We want to build a house. She's built a house with all the Kalenjins together. I want to foster that house, come together as one and work together. We're both community workers. We've worked. There's nothing. And if you say, what will my chapter say about me? I think Kurgat is here. I don't discriminate. I don't, not being just Kalenjin, but Kenyan. Even if it's a Kisi or whatever tribe they are, I don't discriminate in that. I grew up in Nairobi, and you know that. I didn't even know who tribe my neighbor was, and we worked together. So I just want together as a team, whoever that gets to get, but we all come together as one. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You did 1 minute, 9 seconds. So you are within your time. Next, we have Willie.
Yeah, On my side, I stand for transparency and accountability. I've been tested and proven. I'm asking your votes to be the treasurer of the organization. I'm one of the founders of Columbus Kotapka chapter. This was started in 2004 under a broad-leaved tree in front of my brother's house, just a few blocks from here, 495 Erickson Avenue. I've been the chairman and I've been the secretary. So I ask for your votes. If I could lead the chapter, I think I can still lead the mother church, which is the Kotapka International. So I'm asking for your votes, integrity, transparency, and accountability. Above all, I'm asking all of us from this minute that we do a sober campaign, no negativity, no abuse, no name calling, no bad language. So that kiamkia asubuhi kengeti betu nagara na magutinye kine sameseng mule dago bajitage. Alaki koge matu kule kirwa kenyo jini kata keta style baba. Au natake kongoi.
Okay, thank you very much. You did 1 minute 11 seconds.
Kikale kipchamba kole luwa mbile mbiret pororiosek Kenya ana pororiosek alak chi ne kimaliol ikos. Now, kimaliol ko ne? Ngwandu ni kimi enyo en America ne. Kole luwa mbile mbiret pororiosek chu alak. Ye pichu ba America tukuk alak chechang. Chitab Kalenjin ikimaliol? I don't think so. So, as the vice chairperson, I'm running for vice chairman. I'm bringing in alle. Doko arongo miji na ma wege maliola no yane. Kebege ke gulgul jiti ko tililit ase ko kasta. Also, am I even that community aspect of this? Also, I'm bringing in the spiritual aspect as a pastor. I would like to bring that aspect of, okay, ongi mutionyu. Ako ngena gele mi etan. Ganangi gela ndege ina gewa ko mi etan mangitu mangeti nolina. So that is part of one. And also I like to listen. I will listen and listen and listen. And that's why I'm running for this vice chairperson.
10 seconds.
Sorry.
Thank you. You did 1 minute 24 seconds. Thank you. Now, Faith and Abraham, since this is a closing statement, this is a public statement that you'll make before the election. These are the rules of engagement. 3 minutes each. No, I'm not done. I'm not done yet.
I want to get ready.
Okay. Now that's number one. Number two, since you've already stood up, you're going fast. Okay. Now, you are given a chance. Once you're done making your statement, I want you to challenge Abraham. And then Abraham, that should be your finishing statement. Listen carefully. Abraham, you need to respond to that challenge, make your statement, and then do a rebuttal. Okay? That you're challenging her. Because that is the rule of engagement. And then you can respond. You can give your rebuttal on that and it's over. So give us your 3 minutes. The challenge to Abraham is not counted in the 3 minutes. And then Abraham, when you're responding, is not counted in the 3 minutes. And then you give us yours and then you challenge her too. And she can respond to it. So first is your 3 minutes, strictly 3 minutes. So when I say 10 seconds, finish that statement. So the time starts now.
My name is Faith Chepkemboy Langat Korir from the great chapter of KCKC of Kansas, and I'm running for the president of Kotapka International. This is the year of the woman. I know you can feel the change even in the United States. I know that you have faith in me. I'm Faith. But that's just not a name. It's actually a code that I live by. My main aim also here is to really, he touched me a lot. For somebody to ask for a postponement of an election, I want to bring reconciliation. So every day you see me posting a house. I even draw it, I'm writing, and then I find the audios, people are blowing off the roofs and making holes. I'm not going to get tired of making that house, because I think we need reconciliation. We are all children of one house, and I want to claim the title of mother of that house if you give me an opportunity. I will sometimes be angry and not talk to you, but I still love you. I want to say that I will not do this. I will not inherit bad blood. If I ever wronged you, Mr. Chairman, I ask for forgiveness today. Sometimes, as human beings, we are. But I believe there is humanity, there is goodness in everybody. I will conclude on that part by saying we are here today talking and bringing Gotapka to the limelight because of the conversations that has been going on. However negative the conversations were, it has brought and injected some significance to Gotapka. It is time to hit the iron while it's hot. And I believe that I have that hammer to hit that iron rod. I will ride on the backs of those strong leaders like the founders, our chapter leaders, like my great Kansas KCKC chapter leader, Joshua Mutai. We have Minnesota, Dr. Linus. We have Chongwon. We have KC Dallas. And so many other chapters that are present here. I want to be able to know that conversations will go on every day, and I hope the conversations will be something about bridging unity and going back to the essence of what Gotapka is, which is community organization. I bring to you some expertise in my field of career, as well as my local contribution as a person who has worked in the various fields. I have worked at UNHCR for 3 months. I was in Kakuma. That heat almost killed me, but I volunteered and I wanted to really make a difference in the girl child. I've also made a big impact on my local community, working as an interpreter for the Jewish Vocational Service and Catholic Charities. I also am in the leadership board of KCKC. And with everything said, I am not complete without you. So add to me and I will contribute back. Communities are strong if chapters are strong. Thank you.
Okay, time is up. So, and again, part of the rule of engagement, when I say challenge, I didn't say, I mean, ask a question about what he plans on his vision. So just ask a good
That was
question.
part of the 3 minutes?
No. So you need to do it right now. Yeah. Just ask him a question, not really like a challenge, but just a question.
In K, your challenge is very different.
No, I take it back.
Okay.
It's a question based on his style of leadership or what he intends. Just any question you feel like to ask him, and then he will answer that question.
Okay, my challenge is we worked so hard, so let me get it out of my heart, to bring the Sacco to the people. And then after the launch and everything happened, you never called me. Why?
Okay, so he'll give him a chance, give him a fair chance to respond to that. Yeah, it's only fair that he can respond to that. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. So Kirwa, respond to that and then give us your 3 minutes. Whenever you're ready, let me know so I can time, and then you can ask for the question. Thank you.
Thank you for that challenge. We are back to the Sacco, and I want to just thank you and the rest of the team that really worked so hard for this Sacco. I know that I found the Sacco when it was going, and it had got to where it was not moving any further. I took upon myself that we push it, and I may have used so much time, so much force to make sure that we take it to Kenya, we launch it, and we may or not come back and say thank you to every single person who had participated. And I want to take this time to truly thank everyone from KC, Dallas, to other areas. I want to thank you and apologize for not taking the time to thank you, starting with Faith. I apologize and I say thank you for standing with us. You know, we were in Kenya together. We launched the Kenyan chapter on the 19th. We launched the Sacco at the same time, and you believed in this vision. So thank you so much.
You ready to start?
Yes.
Okay, so you're good.
Thank you so much, everyone. I want to take this moment, first of all, to thank my wife, Fresha, who is here this evening with us, and he has been with us, for the times that she sacrificed, really, when I took a lot of time to serve the community. If it wasn't for her to allow me to do what I do, I would not have done half of the things I've done. So this evening, I truly want to thank my wife and my children also, because they may not have seen their father for many, many times. So I thank you, Alex and Victoria and Fresha, for allowing me. Big of Kolenjin. Amacho somok in betutabrani alijok. Kibagenge ninyo nebo Kolenjin ko mising kusir chichak. Kibagenge ninyo nebo Kolenjin ko mutwich ako muteitai. Kamwa akatesta moy ole lapketai nebo biikab Kolenjin. Lapketai nebo kotab Kolenjin mising nebo kotab ka. Kebendi tai ko tukuk aeng kyokimitiane ngotokuno another opportunity to serve you again. Netai ko agimiti kibagenge nebo Kolenjin. I want to truly, and I mean this when I say unity of the Kalenjin people, I want to do that. Amajiki tu yegei agi tu yegei ki wagenge. Neboyeng ko amajiki ki megitu in financial areas. Amu kam kagir tebutjet na teb kitongyo kole Kirwa magribe magindo jine met ko metin yegei. Ko kamoy alin magindo jine met, magribe met, magindo jine met ko magitin yegei as a community. If we can empower ourselves, starting from here, so that every person is able to support himself, to support his family, and to support the community, we'll be able to go so much. And if we can enhance that unity, if we can enhance that economic empowerment, I believe we can be a force to reckon with. I believe we have a future. I truly believe we have a brighter future if only we can come together and put our differences aside, and use our strengths of if we can use our strengths, we can do wonders, we can do great things. So as we go to vote tomorrow, I specifically ask for your vote. Opportunity, another opportunity to serve you in the next few years to make a difference. I know in the last 1 year, in 14 years, but I believe even now in the next 2 years, we'll come together, we'll agree to disagree and agree to move forward. Give me the online, you vote in online, Abraham Kirwa, so you can go online and vote tomorrow. Missing for your vote.
Thank you very much. So I think we should clap for all these guys. We can all stand up.
I think I would issue a challenge.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, question, please, question. Yeah, question.
I want to issue just a quick question to Faith. Faith is my sister, and I've observed Faith over these several months now that I've been in the leadership. So my question to you, Faith, is in the last several months, there's a lot of negative discussions, a lot of attacks that has been going on. I have seen you be part of it. I've seen you know the people who are initiating it, that you know them personally. But you never took a chance to chastise or stop them from saying some of the things that are negative and so true and so nasty. I kept quiet through them all. And as a leader, now that you are coming, if you choose, if these people give you an opportunity to be in the same position and you get the same attacks that I did receive, and of course, 100% of the time, I never responded to any of them. What could you have done different, knowing for sure that what they were saying and what they were doing was not right? What would you have done any different to correct and to make this process even better?
I must say it's a sad question, and part of it is actually very true, that sometimes you're part and parcel of a negativity or a chain of pain that you're causing another person. That part about I didn't do anything is not true. How many of you have watched a video and I'm screaming my head off for all of you to shut up and stop posting bad stuff? I think I have done that. I have approached my chairman, he will tell you, and we've called aside some individuals and even pleaded, could you please not do that? I am not made of that. I am not part of that. I have not personally attacked Mr. Kirwa. I have not uttered any negative word about him. Even when my head sometimes was spinning and telling me, that is so true. I want to say it, but I will not say it. How will I treat this very differently? That I hope that this is a point where we do the reconciliation, that sometimes it is hurtful what they say, but it is voices that are trying to tell you something. And the more you shut up about it, the louder the noise is. So as a leader, my challenge would be, listen and put your ear on the ground. As the footsteps are rushing out or rushing in, are they exiting? Are they coming in? I mean, read the signs and be truthful and honest. So yes, the attacks may have been wrong, but there was some truth to it. There was some people who have just the worst way of communicating an idea to you, Mr. Kirwa, and I condemn that. I do not and will not be part of a very negative campaign. I wish and I ask members, even if you love me and support me, just don't come with an arrow. You're not welcome in the house. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So before we stand up, I would like to, on behalf of the GB, actually congratulate you guys because your etiquette was awesome. Don't you guys agree? Yeah, they were very, very respectful to each other. And I want to also say that Faith and Kirwa, thank you for asking each other good and clean questions and respectful questions. And thank you for answering each question that you were asked. So I would like to ask you guys to stand up. Everybody. And the gentleman here, the IT guy, had mentioned about unity and possibility of canceling the election. You know, if this was Kenya where there were millions changing hands, I would have fought him up. I would have jumped here and punched him in the face. But I'm not getting paid any millions, so don't worry. Mumeendelea. Hakuna maandamano. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is this, in a few words. No, these ladies and gentlemen here, they are giving their time to serve the community. We were given the opportunity to ensure that your voices is heard and these people are voted. So whoever is voted here tomorrow, I'm kindly asking you to reach out to the idea that he said for KC, Dallas, KC, Minnesota, KC, Ohio, KC, California. We have a bunch of Calais there that didn't want to come because they didn't want to get in the wrangles. We have KC in New York. We have very few of them here. So I would like for you guys to come together. And one line that I said in the beginning is some people are banding together here so that they can be voted as a block. We don't recognize that as GB. But in the event that you are voted with somebody that you don't think you're in the same block, that shouldn't exist. You should work as a team. So we are done, and God bless you. And tomorrow, please respond to your emails. And if you're doing the hybrid thing outside, come and see us. If you have any question, ask any of us. And I'll pass over to Dr. Changon. And how about the moderator? Yeah, thank you.
Good evening. Hello? Yes, I really want to take this time. My name's again Jerome. I want to thank the wonderful team. Thank you so much for your debate. That was wonderful. I wish you all the best. We're praying for you. May the best win. And we want to work together. I also want to thank this gentleman right here. He has done a great job. Really, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Kebene. He has done a wonderful job with his team. I want to thank everybody for coming today. It's been a long day. I wish you all the best. And I think it's time for dinner. Before I do that, I want to give it to him. But I want to ask for I want to meet the officials real quick. I want to meet Kebene, the chair of the GEB, Isaac, the chair of the BRT, the national officials, where is Kitur, Ambassador Rono, and all the founders. Let's have a quick meeting. There's a business that we need to take care of before tomorrow. Pastor Ngetich, I ask that you join us, and Dr. Kendagor, we really appreciate that. I wish you all the best tomorrow. Please come in on time. Let's vote. We want peaceful elections, okay? Peaceful elections, and God bless you. Enjoy your dinner, and we'll see you later. So please, those people, please stay behind. Let's meet right there for a quick meeting. We have an urgent business that we need to take care of.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, the candidates, GB, and all of you for having stayed beyond the allocated time. And I think we should thank the Ohio chapter. I mean, we've gone past the time that we had allocated for this session. So I hope that next time we try to be within the time slots. We are really beyond the time. So I just have 3 announcements. Number 1, after dinner, we have after party. So please, there's some tickets going around. Make sure that you get one for yourself. I know that you've been sitting down the entire day. At least you need to go and stretch your muscles. And then number 2, tomorrow we have a 5K. Our registration starts from 7 to 8, and then at 8 a.m. we are starting the race. So it's 5K run and 5K walk. After the race, we have some trophies, and then we'll also be at least issuing people some certificates just to show that you took part in that race and you are able to finish. And then I also want to recognize the presence of Senator Asang from Nandi County. Thank you so much for joining us. And tomorrow, I'll be able to give you some time to at least speak to our people. So thank you so much. And I really want to thank you guys. And again, as I started, please, 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 Ohio, this is the turning point. This is the so this is the turning point. So I hope that every word that you've spoken tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you meant it. It came from the bottom of your heart, and we are going, and you are going to live up to that. You are the people that are going to drive this organization to the new direction. So please, act and live your words. Thank you so much. God bless you. We want to ask Apostle Mwei to come over and just say a word of prayer. And then, of course, we go and have dinner. I know that it's quite late. Our people were ready about 1.5 hours ago. The 5K will be here at the field. Again, it's starting at 8 a.m. So it should be here at 7 to do registration. And then we start the rest at 8 a.m. Apostle Mwei, please. Wacheni tuombe. We close with a word of prayer. We also pray for the food so that tukienda and we just get our food and enjoy our dinner. So you can just Apostle Mwei to come over and just say a word of prayer. And then very interesting sessions tomorrow. So please, we are starting on time. Just a word of prayer, and then we go have dinner.
Amen. Hey, tusikie maombi. Nimesikia watu wakiongea unity. The thing Jesus he prays so much is because of unity. Jesus could not pray for many preachers or whatever or leaders. Because where the unity is, the power is there. Where the unity is, that is the image